If you've moved abroad or you're about to move abroad, this video could save you months in frustration. I have moved countries several times and have seen a lot of people struggle to manage their lives across borders. I've put together 17 questions for you to consider in your new home. We'll cover a range of areas of your life, from family and friends to health and hobbies, and finally work. This video doesn't cover some administrative tasks, including legal, financial, and tax, housing and cost of living, or long-term cultural integration considerations. Instead, it's concerned more about how you set yourself up from a social and psychological perspective. Success in a foreign country requires understanding what's acceptable, communicating effectively, and integrating socially. While country research matters, managing your social network and environment is key. All 17 questions are on screen. Today we'll focus on the 7 highlighted questions which you should actively contemplate along with this video. 1. What kind of relationship do you want to have with your family members who are not with you? It's important to consider the type of relationship you want to have with family members back in your home country. This relationship can range from 0% to 100%. You can choose no relationship at all, and that's your decision. That said, it's better to have some relationship than zero contact, because maintaining continuity of relationships across your lifetime is important. It helps you understand who you are and where you come from. Ultimately, it's up to you though. If you choose to keep a positive relationship with your family back home, think about how you'll maintain it. Regular phone calls, video chats, letters, travel to see them, whatever works for you. Something important to consider is that you may not be able to attend important family events like weddings, births, and unfortunately funerals. If being able to get home quickly is important to you, you need to plan for it. You need to consider the costs involved and set aside the money. Also consider how long it physically takes to get home and the logistics involved. Finally, it's normal that you won't be there for every significant moment, and that's just part of living abroad. Bear in mind that even if you were living at home, you also would not be present for every single family event. 2. What are your long-term goals related to your family? As someone living in a foreign country, it's important to think about how you practically maintain strong and consistent connections with your family. In the long term, do you plan to continue living abroad? If so, how will you manage caring for elderly parents? How will you stay in touch with your siblings and broader family back home? Additionally, if you have children in a foreign country, their cultural identity may differ from yours. What would you like to impart to them from your culture? Will your children spend a lot of time around your home culture? Life moves fast, so it's important to consider how much time you have with individuals in your family. Take the example of visiting home on average for 1 week every 2 years. If my parents are 60, and people from my country generally live to 80, on average I have just 10 more visits with them, for a total of 10 weeks or just 70 days. This can be uncomfortable to think about, but this is precisely why you should give it some thought. Now, when you live in your home country, you may also just see your parents for a couple of days or weeks per year, so it's not quite as extreme as you might think. But still, it's important to be intentional with your relationships. 3. How will you stay in touch with friends from your home country? It's important to proactively maintain connections with friends back home. The responsibility often falls on you, as friends may get caught up in their own routines and may not necessarily understand your life abroad. It's helpful to plan how often you'll be able to visit home. For instance, if you return every 2 years, make the most of that time. Keep communication with friends at home alive by planning activities together well before you arrive home. Then enjoy the time together when you are home, and then talk and reflect on the time you spend together after you leave. This can help the relationship feel warm, despite not actually seeing each other more frequently than every 2 years. Also, consider putting regular touchpoints in your calendar, such as every 6 weeks for your closest friends, to keep connections consistent. 4. How important is it for you to establish friendships in the new country? It's good to decide how important it is for you to establish friendships in your new environment. This can range from 0% to 100%, and your activities and efforts should align to that level of importance. Again, there are no right or wrong answers, but generally speaking, establishing local friendships can make you feel more at home. However, If you prefer to maintain a more tight-knit circle of friends from back home, that's perfectly fine too. The key is to calibrate your activities and efforts accordingly. Ultimately, the level of importance you assign to this will shape how you navigate your social life in the new country. 5. Which hobbies or recreational activities do you enjoy, and can you continue them in your new country? It's important for you to consider the types of hobbies or recreational activities you enjoy and how you can continue them in your new environment. There are two main categories to keep in mind. First, spiritual or faith practices and non-social hobbies, such as cycling, painting, drawing, or hiking alone, which are excellent for your mental health and can be easily maintained no matter where you are. Second, social hobbies, which are crucial for integrating into your new community and building a local network. Joining local clubs or community groups is a great way to make social connections, but it's also valuable for feeling like part of the community and seeing how native people interact with one another. It's important to consider what social activities you enjoyed at home and how you can continue them in your new country. Actively putting yourself out there to meet new people while maintaining your personal hobbies will help you have a balanced and fulfilling life abroad. 6. Are you aware of what's expected of you in the new culture at work? It's important to be aware of cultural expectations in various aspects of life, particularly at work, as adults typically spend a significant portion of their waking hours at work, often over 50% of the day. If you don't feel integrated or clear about what's expected of you in the workplace, it can make your experience much more challenging. Additionally, since most adults form friendships through their workplace, feeling comfortable and integrated at work is essential for building a social network in your new country. Another aspect is the ability to communicate effectively at work, which may include developing language skills if the local language is different. To navigate this, it's beneficial to learn the local customs, communication styles, and workplace etiquette, and to seek feedback from colleagues. Being adaptable, observant, and open-minded will help you integrate smoothly and make your experience more fulfilling. 7. What work or career goals do you have in the new country? As someone living in a foreign country, it's important to reflect on your career goals and how they align to your overall lifestyle. Many highly conscientious individuals tend to prioritize work because they naturally put a lot of effort into their professional lives. This can sometimes lead to working longer hours and potentially neglecting hobbies, social activities, and personal well-being. If your intention isn't to spend the majority of your time at work, it's valuable to consider how you can channel that hardworking energy into other areas, such as developing hobbies, making new friends, or engaging in social activities. And of course, if your primary goal is to build your career and you're okay with investing a few years into that, that's perfectly fine too. It's all about being intentional about what you want to achieve. Moving to a new country is an exciting opportunity, but it comes with a lot of choices and responsibilities. By thinking intentionally about your family, friendships, hobbies, health, and work goals, you set yourself up for a smoother transition and a more fulfilling life abroad. Comment below what you've learned after moving abroad.